After being stopped for DUI or DWI in the state of Florida, are the police allowed to ask me questions without reading me my Miranda rights? And the answer to that question is absolutely. Miranda is one of the most commonly misunderstood tenets of law that we have in this country. All that Miranda applies to, what we call in custody investigations. So in other words, you are in custody, you've been detained, and law enforcement is asking you questions that are designed to elicit an incriminating response. In a DUI investigation, the courts have ruled very clearly on this matter that the initial investigatory questions, where somebody is either in the car or has just been asked to step outside of the car, do not have Miranda aspects to them. So in other words, they don't qualify for that protection. So questions of, okay, where have you been today? Where are you going? Where are you coming from now? Have you had anything to drink? Things of that nature, when there's already a concern or thought that somebody may have consumed alcohol and driven or be under the influence of a controlled substance and driven, are permissible without Miranda being read. Now, at certain points during an investigation, Miranda does need to be read, especially once you go into questions that are designed unequivocally to get at potential criminal behavior. So how many drinks have you had today? How many drinks have you had before this versus just have you had anything to drink tonight? Those are potentially different arguments. Also, the amount of law enforcement around can potentially trigger in custody versus not in custody. So there have been cases where if there are 6 or 7 officers gathered around an individual, even though they wouldn't ordinarily be in custody, by law they can be considered to be in custody and therefore Miranda must be read. So very complex set of circumstances that can apply to that question or that set of Miranda essentially being read to an individual. But in general, yes, law enforcement do get to ask some questions of an individual before Miranda must be read or before an in-custody investigation has begun to